Hey, Clark. I gotta get my readers on. I'm just so sick of her eyes.
We're stopping at like a Walgreens and getting you there's probably some clever name for those things that go around your neck and hold your glasses on, like a...
I'm not even gonna object. I'm gonna look like a stool arm, but it's worth it because I'm so sick of this. So I'm in the back seat of a rental. Casey Johnson reclining in the front seat. The storm just blew through. I think that's it though. I looked at the radar. There was a big, ugly splotch of red.
Ooh, big lightning.
But once that went through, it appeared that that was going to be it. A little thunder out there. We're supposed to start at 1:30. It's 1:22. I think the game will be pushed back a little bit, but maybe not. I think as soon as a minute or two here, Casey and Al make their way to the field.
I'd rather go sit in the hot tub.
Incredible how bad that weather was. Just joining us, we're in the back seat of our rental, waiting for the latest squall to pass through.
It's about 55 degrees or so. And it's like, what, 70 degrees in Minnesota?
I don't want to do this with a hat. Use a hat. Come on. Did it fall behind? Oh, it fell into my hood. Honestly, Casey. How are we feeling before game 2 of the day, Case?
I could really use some therapy on the body. Everything is sore. We haven't had a hot tub, but I felt good in the game, like at bat. Of course, running was not real easy, but everybody's going through it. I mean, it's hard to complain when I'm standing out there next to Grill or Stark, who have thrown 10-inning games.
Or even a 52-year-old who's been on his feet multiple days in a row.
Right. Yeah. But I feel more like that 52-year-old kind of.
Yeah. Well,
sore and...
You're only 7 years behind, right?
9.
Or you're 43?
Yeah, just a kid.
All right, Case, should we go out there? Should we brave the elements?
Yeah, I think so. We're getting close to game time, so...
Voyagers that we have.
Go, whoop some...
So, we're supposed to be starting at... See the line that just passed through. Got some lightning and hail. That's what's coming, though, so... I think we're going to get game 2 in. We'll get into the details about the game as soon as we get to the field, but we'll keep it here.
The North Face jacket that everybody has. Pretty cool.
Cool. Adding to the layers of style that you're sporting. Rob Jones would be proud. He wouldn't be pleased with the wrinkle of that coat.
wrinkled?
Well, it's really wrinkled up. You look a little bit like a balled up plastic bag.
Well, win in Maryville.
That's true. Pretty much the armpit of Phoenix. We lunched in the armpit of Phoenix, I would say. What was the first place we went to? Raising Cane's?
Raising Cane's was very full.
Very popular place. Never been there.
I've
Still
never
haven't
been there, and I think I've never been there because I've probably turned or noticed the line before.
Do they have those in Minnesota?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah.
So
So then we went to the old reliable Subway.
this, yep. Subway was quick and easy, but it's quick and easy for the locals too. There's a couple of strange people walking into that place. Lot lizards.
Man, it's cold.
Yeah, it's not great out. I gotta bring all this stuff to
I got a free hand here case if you want me to take something. Happy to do it. Want me to take the bat?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Still gathering our belongings to make our way to the field. We had a line of rain just move through. Supposed to start at 1:30, but I suspect we may kick it back 15 minutes at least. I'm not sure though. I need a good brisk run. Two problems with that. One, camera in my hand. Two, I can't really run briskly anymore.
At this point, it's like you just want to stay dry so that it doesn't multiply on you because it's not warm. And if all of a sudden you got like wet socks or something by walking through this grass, which isn't very long and probably wouldn't cause much of an issue, but it's kind of like it's exactly how I would imagine being in Vietnam. You know, putting up with these elements.
Right. Really bringing out the warrior in us, isn't it, Casey?
Yeah, I'll have to talk to Lip's dad. I just noticed he had a veteran's hat on, and just let him know I know how it is.
You should know that I thank you for your service. Probably shouldn't make light of that. There may be a veteran watching.
To be transparent, I'm obviously kidding.
We don't want to be canceled over that remark. If we're going to get canceled, we got to get our money's worth. That's a pretty weak way to get canceled.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of how I can get canceled. Can you cancel something like this?
Yeah. Can you cancel something that really isn't a thing?
I mean, nobody's providing us anything to actually do this. It's like, who's gonna...
Hey, Don, how you doing?
Don's response was good. It's looking good. You can see people are slowly returning as the sun pops out.
Yeah, we got some blue skies ahead.
Once the sun comes out, even though it's only 55, it gets warm pretty quick.
Oh, Pat's got his music going. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. That always gets me in the mood to play baseball. Listening to AC/DC.
I was sharing with the stream our experience with the music at Ibex on Friday. How you and I have slightly different tastes.
There's certain songs I never need to hear again. One of them is probably TNT Dynamite. It's just, I mean, it's not that it's the worst song. It's just, it's run its course for me.
Understood. We now know what walk-up music to use for Casey.
Get a slap that we gotta deal with.
Ah, the humanity.
Vietnam.
I believe you're back up tomorrow.
All right, set up here. Do you regret the decision to leave the car early?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little bit.
Thoughts and prayers. Well, I nearly followed you. Then I'm like, nope, stay in the car.
Well,
And then the
as
hail
manager,
arrives.
You know, sometimes I need to
Yeah,
take one
you
for
do.
the team.
You do.
You got those shirts that the league gave us to clean these benches with?
What a cutting remark. It's dark. Coiling. Today's starter.
Should have had those in.
Loosening up the wing. Oh, that sun feels nice. Wow. See what went through. It's pretty nasty. When I know what the game time is, I'll let you guys know. You guys see an umpire over there. I would suspect that they're not going to delay this too much, but we haven't had home plate yet. We'll just keep it here until the game starts. Our opponents, the Utah Dodgers. Mike Dahl. Having a very, very good tourney. Dazzling smile. Along with his dazzling whites. Mike Dahl. Diamond Dan Casaza makes a questionable decision to lie backwards onto this wet surface. Just now realizing that it's wet everywhere. Yeah, we're gonna go pretty quick. We got the umpires asking for the coaches. Pat's gonna take it. So, at what point did you realize that the grass was wet, Dan?
I mean, I knew it was gonna be wet.
Yeah.
I just expected it to be less wet than other places.
Fair enough. Probably is, and yet still wet. Well, the sun's coming out, Dan.
It's gonna be nice.
Warm us up nice and quick. We looked at the weather. It appears that all of this stuff is on its way out of here. I'm no weatherman, of course. Don't know the weather down here, but the wind seems to have died down. It feels a little bit more Arizona-like. Had lunch with Nate Stark, one of the managers. It sounds like we're going to have more conventional starting lineup for this one. Got some of the non-regulars, some play last game. We'll be back to our, I think what we would probably characterize as our best lineup offensively. We'll see.
Hey, Glenn, you can take it now. I have no idea. Brian, you ready? They wanted us to take it. Yeah. Are you ready? What? Warm up. I'm ever going to be. Warm up on the mound. We're taking it. Less than 4 pitches. Warming up wise. Yeah. Somebody that knows my
Start pitcher. Great. 9. Sporting Randy Schmitz.
Never known a team that warms up less than the manager.
We don't do infield.
Just hop out of the car, hand me a ball, get on the field.
Kenny and Randy, if you guys are listening, somebody made the observation that Brian looks like a cross between Kenny and Randy. Talking about number 9 here. I think there was some thought that he had kind of the skin tone of Kenny and then the build of Randy. How we doing? We ready?
Come on, get that
Let's go get it. Come on, man.
Game boss.
Oh. This is my responsibility.
Yeah, I'll get one right here.
I got one. You got one there?
I don't. If you got it, that's perfect.
Will that work? It's rubbed up. You want a brand
I
new
don't
one?
think this is a. No.
Is it,
Oh, I was gonna say, don't we have another box?
Right,
A brand new
in
box?
there, right there, yep.
I was just thinking of one more.
Not missing anything yet. I just want the teams to take the field, but we still have Dodgers warming up and left. Get back here, out of the way. We'll talk about the matchup.
Oh, Tom, you down with OPP?
I was when I was younger, not so much now.
I'm married now too.
Yeah. Less down with OPP, I'd say. Oh, let's get in on the huddle. Oh, Dr. Feelgood in the back. Overlapping conversations.
I don't know what the latest are. They're not even. Hey, let's bring it.
Forget the director who's famous for that. But
Dolly. Start. Yeah, you were like. I was more of like not telling you. I was fucking not. So to echo, I want to say something. To echo what Bushy and Lip were saying to me a lot yesterday, it worked really well. When we stopped responding to the chirping, they got so fucking pissed and I took them out. Yep. I like how the guy who starts the fight is trying to tell us not to fight. Yeah. But that's so anyway, right. I'm admitting I learned something yesterday from Bushy and Lipper. I love it. Try my best to stay quiet. Yep. Let's take it to him. Let's take care of it. What are we saying? Mammoth on 3. 1, 2, 3, Mammoth! Let's go! Let's go!
Lip back behind the plate. Nice work, Pat. Seriously, good job.
Best.
Good job.
Sometimes it's important to admit when you're wrong.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
that's the first step of recovery.
yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm not even sure you're that wrong, but if you weren't with us yesterday, we played this team, and they were pretty chirpy and. Things got chirpy last game against these guys. Pat responded in kind. You could tell there was some contrition there in that pregame huddle from Pat. Always easy to forgive someone who's willing to seek forgiveness in a genuine way. And I'm not even sure there's forgiveness needed there. Side was much more to blame yesterday than we were. Yeah.
Start finding towels and stuff. I bring all the nerds.
Okay. We need some towels.
I got a dry one here that'll work.
Perfect. I'm gonna hang this right on the fence. You hope that this sun kind of bakes everything dry pretty quick. So I think this is the same field we were at. Yes, it is. Game 2.
Brand new pack of underwear.
Thursday.
Oh, wow, it's brand new.
with the home team. What's Brian's last name? Durand, is that right? Brian's last name? I know you guys probably don't even know. I know this.
I know his first name.
Do the man a courtesy of calling him by the right name. Let's see if we can find it here. I think it's Brian Durand, but let's make sure we get that last name right. Yep, Brian Durand.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. So this is game 5. Mammoth 2022 SPO World Series. Mammoth come into the game with a 2-2 record. Dodgers, who had a rainout last night, come in. I think they're 0-. Boy, are they 0-2 or 0-3? They lost their first 2. I think they're 0-2. And then yesterday was the third game that was rained out. At any rate, it's a 5-team tournament.
Are we home or away?
We are home.
We are home.
Yes.
That's different.
Come well up the middle.
All right.
Casey shakes the chill from his bones, makes the throw. It's one away. So, 5-team division, top 4 make it. We're playing these guys twice. It's a very good chance, I would say, that if we can beat them the second game, we beat them the first game. If we can beat them in our second contest with them.
Nice pitch.
Very good chance, I think, that we make the playoffs. And I don't want to say for certain because there's a lot of permutations with this, but certainly we'd have them on the head-to-head, of course, and then be hanging another loss on a team that's already got 2. So we're sitting at 2-2. Pretty sure they're sitting at 0-2. The top of the first, 1 out. Brian Durand on the mound. Now, Brian's somebody who joined our roster for the first time for this tournament. Brian, I know, pitches in the Federal League. I couldn't tell you what team. He also pitches in the 18 plus TCMABL for the Diablos. Brian pitched against the ground ball to Brian. Easy peasy. 2 outs. Very nice. Brian pitched against my 18 plus Tomcats and pitched a really good game. He actually came over after the game. I think I was in the field at the time, and he just gave everybody a wave and told everybody good game, that he had a Federal League game to get to and just wanted to do his handshake early. And I didn't know it at the time that that was a gesture that is in keeping with his personality. He seems like a very open, a good guy who's very excited to be down here. So we're happy to have him. He pitched a couple innings for us. I forget what game that was. Really effective with his curveball.
There you go.
That pitch right there.
And away.
He said sometimes it's on and sometimes it's not. When it's on, it's really good. In that game, he had tried to establish a fastball early, gradually transitioned to his curve, ended up throwing a lot of curveballs. But you can tell he's got good velocity. And if you can get that curveball working like he did in the last game, it's going to be very effective for us. 2 outs, top of first, no score. Another ground ball, that's 3. Really? Double clutches, makes the throw. Very quiet inning in 2 ways. Quiet with the bats and quiet with their mouths. We're hoping we see that continue throughout the game. The man who was giving us a lot of chatter was their catcher by the name of Hinkle. Now I'm going to assume that Mr. Hinkle is just having a bad day. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's coming out here to do a little warm-up. We're going to start with a clean page with Mr. Hinkle. We're going to treat him with a fraternal camaraderie that we want to treat everyone with down here. Hopefully, it gives us no reason to light him up like a octogenarian's birthday cake. But if he gives us any reason to do that, he will start. Seems pretty quiet right now. Bouncing back there, waiting for the pitch to come in. Bottom of the first, if you're just joining us, no score. Otago is 1-2-3. 2-2 Mammoth facing the 0-2 Dodgers. Dodgers had a rainout last night. We found out that they're going to make that game up tomorrow, so there will be a full 6-game round robin. Very early impressions of this pitcher is nothing overpowering.
Good tanks, bro.
I think he's finding them out to be a little sticky. Got some rain between games. That is a slow pitch, whatever that is. Whoa. Whoa, there's one team photographer here, Pat. I don't know how I feel about this.
No, I'm live streaming. Sorry, tell me. I'm getting feedback from tiny
Is that a pretty nice camera? Digital camera? Yeah. Do you fancy yourself something of a photographer?
Yeah, from time to
Yeah.
time.
Okay. All right.
Got it on auto on the green right now, so I'm not really.
That's a pro move.
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yes, but I'm not very good, so most of the time I'm like, I should have just done the auto.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like to play around with it.
Yeah.
I like to experiment.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn the camera away on that. You can see the broad back, the well-developed thighs, the bulbous buttocks of the Diamond Dan Casazza occupying the left half of your screen. Diamond Dan, a specimen at 40 years old.
Go, Dan.
Steps up there. This catcher was, I think, yep, this is the guy that we scored 4 against, or a couple against in the 9th inning. Riley. I thought he was built a little bit like a rhinoceros. I didn't mean that in a disparaging way. I'd feel a little bad after last year for these guys because I don't mean to make fun of other players, especially when I'm talking about the way they're built, the way they look. Because I can't help myself. But when I call him solidly constructed. That's his last name is Riley. Riley the Rhinoceros, I think, works as a nickname. How you feeling, Brian? Pretty smooth inning, huh?
Yeah.
Good.
Pick it up. See that with that, you can tell he's getting right there.
Why do you say that? Because he slows down?
He's slow down.
Yeah. Yeah, he threw that in the and I thought maybe he was just having problems with his footing, but I think that's his curveball right there.
Now, would you also, from back here, would you say that my curveball and my fastball are coming out very similar? From my hand.
I think so.
That's what I work on. That's what I really try to do.
I'm not noticing any difference with the arm slot.
That's good.
The speed, presumably.
The speed for sure,
Yeah.
but like the arm slot and the arm speed is all I need is
last game, Nate Jackson held the Tulsa Biscuits in check despite not having a big fastball. So it's a better fastball there. Ball's going to stay fair. 3 unassisted. That's 1 out. Ooh, more zip on that fastball. Yeah. That's Mike Lipper. Mike back in the lineup after getting a day's game off. Came in the last inning and squared from right center. After the game, he told me that's an Arizona triple, and I agree with him. They were playing him really deep. There's a lot of wind. I think that played into that ball ending up in the glove of the right fielder instead of at the base of the right field wall. At any rate, he's back in his comfortable 2-hole.
Good night, good take.
It's a better fastball. Pitcher kind of paused after the release, seeing that ball call. I think he thought that was a strike. Got a new umpire. Fouled off, 2-1.
Heads up!
He suggested, I think, in maybe the first stream or the second stream, that I think if the Mammoth had a captain, it might be Mike Lippert.
Go, Lip.
Your captain isn't necessarily your best player. Not sure what the qualities of a captain are, but there's a ball for it. It's not necessarily being your best player. I suppose it's showing a certain attitude. I mean, one thing you never hear Mike do is complain, despite the fact that he's set to catch most of the games when he's down here. I think we were going to non-run Mike, but it sounds like he's going to stay in there. Night start. Hold up. One thing about Mike Lippert is he knows his own mind, and I think that manifests as a willingness to share his opinions freely and with a certain amount of conviction. But he doesn't, I wouldn't say he's closed-minded. He's very open, hearing other opinions. And it's a good combination, right? Sometimes strong-minded people are closed-minded people. It's not the case with Mike Lippert, I would say. There's Nate Stark, who we compared to a small-town sheriff. The Andy Griffith or Gary Cooper high-knee mold, as opposed to the stereotypical corrupt small-town sheriff. Oh my gosh. So there was a guy doing some swinging outside the dugout, and that ball just honed in dead center on his chest. He was a little bit like the deer in the headlights, didn't know which way to go. He chose neither way, and as a result, the ball basically hit him in his center of mass. Fortunately for him, it was not hit that hard. Otherwise, we might have a fatality on our hands. Mana first, 1 out. Bottom of the first. Big curveball, fall back. So his curveball is definitely the gumdrop variety. Big 12-6. Not a sharp rake. A lot of downward movement. Due to gravity more than, I would say, his spin rate.
Go, Nate.
I've seen maybe 2 different fastballs in terms of speed. It's a curveball. He just lays it in there. It may get through. Nope. They're going to throw it at first. It kind of just eases that curveball in. If you can spot that, that can be effective. If you don't spot it, I think we're going to hear some loud noises. Bat to ball. Here's Casey. Casey opened last game, his first at bat. I guess we have the new team photographer on that left here. Excuse me, sorry, just deciding, despite the fact that he has been a
start right there. End my point. End my point.
Mike, you didn't fall
Nice
down,
hit by
Roddy.
Casey.
You didn't fall down,
This is a
Roddy.
much more subdued team we're seeing here on the other side, at least early on. Much quieter. I wonder if somebody in charge over there talked to them and said, look, let's maybe keep it down a little bit this game. I think I mentioned last game. Somebody was saying that they were really impressed with a lot of these guys. They were really good dudes. Really just had issues with one player. But that's all we're going to say about that unless he gives us reason to return to it, because, like I said, he may have just had maybe some bad shrimp the night before or something. Nate Jackson missed a guy throwing pretty hard last game. Nate responded with a line drive single. It's been hitting the ball well this tournament. I'd say it's relatively quiet production insofar as I don't think we've seen any extra base hits. I'm not sure he's had any, hits in really high leverage moments. I'm trying to think back. He did barrel one to center field yesterday with the bases loaded. That would have cleared the bases, but he hit it right at the center fielder. Pitch off the plate. Scored to our pitcher. Shortstop number 5, he's a good player, Contreras. Keep an eye on him. Really enjoyed number 10 at third base. He had the American flag socks yesterday. He seemed to be very friendly out there with some of our guys. It's a fastball that got in deep again on Nate. Pitcher did that earlier to Diamond Dan. I'm seeing 3 speeds from this pitcher. I'm seeing that curveball speed. I'm seeing one fastball that's slower than the other fastball. It's ball 4.
Get yours, Scotty. Get your pitch.
Scott Siebert. This Utah team, the Mammoth beat last year in the Cactus League Championship game. So we definitely have history with this team. 2 games against them so far, 2 wins. They've both been close games. We were tied in the 9th inning in our first game down here with them this year. They had a man on third, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. I believe Nate Stark induced the pop-up. Got us out of that jam, and then we scored 4 runs to win that one 9-5. High fastball. Scott swings through it. Wind is back. If you're with us here this morning, I was the CNN hurricane reporter for a little bit. That's going to drop. It's not going to drop. God, the wind just destroyed that. Nate did not hit that well, but he hit it well enough. If there's no wind, that's falling in. Yeah, someone just said he thought that was going to go over with that wind. Hey, Case, nice hit, despite the collar. He's got a purple collar on. Talking last game about the decision to wear the collar, kind of a tip of the cap to Rob Jones. He likes to show up in gear that's both wildly fashionable and yet inappropriate for baseball. In case he's wearing some kind of collared shirt underneath his jersey. Rob shows up. Rob is a Skeeter teammate. He's played on a couple of Mammoth Lumberjack teams. He shows up in these outfits, and I mean, he's kind of a clothes hound in real life, but part of me thinks he does it just because he knows it annoys me. And it annoys me in a way that I can't really put words to. And because I can't put words to them, I'm loath to acknowledge it. Rob is aware that it bothers me that he comes to these games in like knickers and sweaters and stuff that you might go to a tee to rather than a baseball game. And he'll kind of give me this arch look as he gives me a good look at what he's wearing, and I just have to sit there and take it, because to acknowledge the fact that it's bothering me for a reason I can't understand is to give him a victory. So I don't think that's what's inspiring the choice of outfit with Casey today. I think this is more of just a way to layer up a little bit. But anytime you can bring a little Rob Jones with you out of the field, I think you're doing pretty well. Having some friendly chatter here between Riley the Rhino and Mike Lipton. Riley was another guy who got into a little bit with us. Seems to be making an effort here to build a bridge. He reminded me a little bit of Matt Meyer. We were making that comp. A couple inches shorter, but in terms of just his build and the blonde, a little bit of his demeanor, it's a nice hit. Just hot though. Nice wood, 17. Good hit. Easy. Evidently I wasn't speaking rhinoceros because he was not interested in responding to my compliment. That's okay though. To him, I'm just a middle-aged man with a camera in hand. He's out there competing. Okay, here's Mr. Hinkle, catcher for Utah. Impressive build. Man who knows his way around the weight room. Offensively, I think he had a pretty quiet game against us last game. Did their catching. This is their first game today, so it'll take them a little while to get loose. You heard Brian talking about his pitching. I got to pay attention. He asked me if his curveball and his fastball look similar in terms of his arm slot. Let's read this one. Let's see. It might have been his curve that didn't break. The velocity that was before. I can't tell the difference between them in terms of where he's releasing. It's a fastball. Brian really did do a nice job when he pitched the other night. He was in command of two pitches. He's throwing the lip. Kind of a reaching, stabbing swing. Bushy settling. Bushy catches. That's 2 outs. A little bit off balance swing there. I was telling the guys in the car on the drive home, I said some not so complimentary things about a handful of these guys in that last stream, and I was a little worried that, well, what if they get their hands on this stream and they listen to it? Because Lily did. You know, a couple of years ago we did a stream, female pitcher Lily Nyland, and that team got their hands on that stream, and I think they watched it that night, and then Lily showed up at our game the next day. I think she had a day off and just said how much she appreciated the stream. I had said some nice things about Lily. So I worry a little bit that maybe some of the beefier members of Utah tuned in somehow to the stream, and I might have a confrontation on my hands. But guys in the car on the drive home reminded me that nobody's listening to this. At least nobody in Utah, so it's all good. It's a good pose. I appreciate that. Like, you decided you had to hold that pose rather than just continue spinning around. That's good. Yeah. We get that firm jawline too. Very nice, Pat.
Oh, were you gonna help me?
I met your wife this morning. So, I met your child too, Haven.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah. spitting up a little bit, so we can call him your spitting image. He looks like you.
Yeah.
He was crying too. Is that common?
She's crying.
Is it a she?
She. Oh my God.
I was calling it a he. I was calling it a he.
Tom, just stop talking.
I even asked you. I asked you last night on the phone. Was it he or she? Well, you would agree that a haven is not. It could go either way. Is it in case there's some gender confusion there? Like you give the child the option to go either way. Smart, very progressive. And you of course are the mayor of Hopkins.
Yes.
Are your constituents aware that you're down here playing baseball?
Yes, they are.
Are they?
Brought it out early.
All right, that's a rally chew already in the second inning.
America's best, formerly known as Redman.
It's like,
Now, if I did 10, I'd be throwing up.
So that-
I don't know how people can do it 10.
that's one of the pre-packed things that you kind of suck dry. I don't chew.
There's the pouches.
Yeah, that's a pouch right there.
This is loose.
That's loose leaf. Okay. So it sounds hardcore and aggressive to me.
It's come with other stuff.
So we'll learn more about Pat and his mayoral responsibilities and possibly his political future as the game goes on. We move to the bottom of the second. Mammoth lead 1-0. This is game 5 of the round portion of our tournament. Got one more game tomorrow. A couple playoff games if we make the playoffs. Utah comes in 0-2. That seems wrong, but I think they are 0-2. We come in because I had already known to come in 2-2. Did I say place?
Yeah. Just telling the guys that slower pitchers you tend to take. So the first pitch was right there, and I'm like out here, and I'm like, if I swing at it now, I'm just gonna like pop it up. So I got rid of the stride in my second swing at it.
It's interesting to see that kind of play in the first game.
He doesn't have a long half.
Well, I didn't mention that. But I said, when you're facing a slower pitcher, that's Dan Smock just grounded out first out. When you're facing a slower pitcher, you
Go,
have a
Matthew.
tendency to lengthen your swing because you start the swing where you would normally would against a faster pitcher, and you just got to kind of slow down.
Yeah.
So you notice that adjustment.
Yeah.
Man over Beak, another addition to the roster this year. That's its ball flipping. Did a little pitching earlier. Suffered a little tweak to his knee. I don't know if he'll start pitching again, but hopefully he'll keep his bat in the order because as you can see, he's a bigger guy. Good swing. He's got some verticality. Dan's had a good tournament. But Mike's really hit the ball well. I met Mike's mom, I believe. I think she's down here. Came over and said hello on stream. I somewhat rudely turned the camera on her, forgetting that some people probably don't want to have a phone shoved in their face like that, but had a nice little chat. It's a fly ball that's out of play. Catch you once again. Friendly banter with Mike. It's good to see. Full count, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, Mammoth up 1-0. Ground ball, third base side, foul ball.
Let's go, kid. Win this now. Let's go. Straight at bat.
Got 1 game tomorrow, and then we'll have, if all goes well, playoffs on Saturday. I was talking to the guys at Subway over lunch. I think we have to win one of the next 2 games.
Come on, kid.
We've already beaten this team once. If we beat them, we'll have 2 wins on them. Mike waits nicely on that curveball. Nice play there. Mike waited a long time. Turn on that curveball. Hit about a 2-hopper to the third baseman, who made a nice backhanded stop. Strong throw to first. That's the end of the inning. Go to the top of the third. Mammoth are up 1-0. Game going on behind us. Big boy on the mound. Let's see what his velo's like. I'm sitting here just almost shivering. What on earth is going on? Let's see if we can have a little bushy, sunny personality to warm us up a little bit. You got it. They got unlucky there, Matt. That should have got off the bat. I'm like, that's gonna fall. Just you didn't square it up, but you hit it hard enough that without this wind, it drops.
I feel like I should take a picture of Tom filming the mayor taking a picture of the field.
Well, suddenly we have a team photographer. I don't know how I feel about it, but I don't know that I
This
have a
guy's
choice.
like a mayor, comedian, everything in between.
Yeah. Look at it. Look at it.
It's a showdown, man. It's a showdown. It's like an old western. It's like you got to cue that music.
Shot you probably can't get on that.
On that little camera of yours. This guy. I mentioned in the first day, or the first game today, that the Mammoth missed having Pat Allen around, and that even if the stream didn't realize it, they missed having Pat Allen around as well. Character. Top of the third. Mammoth leading 1-0. Brian fires a fastball. Throws a strike to the second base. man on second base. We're in the top of the third. Mammoth up 1-0. Kerbo got him out front. Let's see if Dolly can make the throw. Throws on the run. Good play. Nice tall target at first base. A couple of them at the left side has to throw to. Nate Stark and Dan Smollett. They can alternate. Nate's there now. Two outs, man on second. Mammoth up 1-0. That's the spot for his curveball. That's what he did. He pitched the first time for us a couple days ago. Dropped that curveball over the outer half to right-handed hitters. We're supposed to have 60, mid-60s again tomorrow, maybe lower 60s, but hopefully whatever the system is. So fly ball to right field. Let's see if we can track this. Scotty's got a long way to go. Makes the catch. Kind of a mincing step, a mincing trot, I would describe his approach to that ball. I think there's a bullpen pretty close to the line over there, and I think he was worried about that, but he made the catch. To the bottom of the third, Mammoth 1, Eton 0. Let's walk through here quick. Seeing what a player of your caliber does to get ready for an at-bat. I may try to emulate that.
Just thinking about what I'm going to do, what I'm seeing.
Yeah?
If I bunt, we'll see what happens.
All I know is I'm going to get a good picture of him doing it. Whatever he does. Whatever he does.
A lot of seriousness there.
Whatever he does, I can get it. Get it ready.
Why do you have
It's Money 2020 company. So they interviewed 3 keynote speakers. Serena Williams, Derek Jeter, and someone else, and they were all big goats.
Oh,
And it's horrible that I can't remember the other one. There
So
was
do you
a
wear that-
Sports person, so I don't know.
do you wear that as kind of a self-proclaimed goat? Is that why we're wearing
Oh,
this?
yeah. I mean, in terms of my videography, and yes. In terms of how I document more than anyone, yes.
Goat. Okay. Diamond Dan did not want to miss him. Just stand on the field. Game's going to compare his mad scamper to Kerry Strug. He doesn't have a lot of Kerry Strug in his other aspects. He's pale. Probably outweighs her by 80 pounds. Rich Barrett, there's a pop-up. Oh, straight up. Catcher did not know where that was, but he had time to locate it. It fell into his glove. I don't think I've ever seen Dan do that. Dan is an excellent bunter. I've talked to Dan before about bunting at this level. I feel like he has a free hit in just about every game. Because when he gets up on down, a lot of third basemen on this level are built like beluga whales or have the land speed of a beluga whale.
I don't know if he's going to run
And they rarely can convert those defensive plays into outs. If he gets it down, that one he did not get down. Pop that one up. It's unfortunate. You know, having Dan leading off an inning is a real weapon for us because he gets on it. It's such a high clip, and then he's on something. Appreciates the game. Not this time. to 1 yet this tournament. A couple of good hits, but
We got a real shift on them.
they do, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Casey just pointed out the shortstop is not behind second base, but a couple feet to the left of second base if you're facing second base. Very much playing. Nate DePaul, they saw some first game with him, first game against them. Nate will take a ball to right field. In fact, he did it in the first game. I think he was trying to do it there, pitch up and away. I throw BP to all these guys, and Nate's my favorite guy to throw BP to because it doesn't matter where I throw it, he can hit it. Most guys have a place they like the ball, and that spot generally gets smaller. It's that curveball again. You know, the better the hitter, the bigger the place you can put the ball and give them a good swing on it. When I throw BP to Nate, he hits the ball everywhere, anywhere I put it.
That game I pitched Diablos.
Good swing. To left. It's gonna be caught. 3 outs. Okay, it's the top of the fourth, 1-0. Kind of a slow start for us. Feels like we could be doing more damage against this pitcher. Keep it rolling, Brian. Looking good. Pitching well too. I'm not good at those kind of public. I mean, seemingly you should be very good at giving some kind of
I'm not
speech.
though. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind public speaking and all that kind of stuff, but like, it's not my thing.
Do you just find yourself? So you try to give
I
a
feel like I
pep
gotta
talk?
say too much, you know.
Do you just start getting into policy details?
Yeah, I've got 3 main points to cover on this pep talk.
One which has nothing to do with baseball, but it's
One is about
societal
taxes.
importance.
Yeah. Fiscal spending. Who's with me?
So how are we feeling? What are your impressions so far? First day with the Mammoth
Good.
on the field.
I feel like everyone's looking good. We're deep into the tournament here.
Yeah.
And we're pretty injury free. I mean, there's a few guys that are, but by the end of this thing, everyone's got something. So I feel like we're doing pretty good in terms of health. We just got to get a win here and get a win tomorrow.
I'm experiencing some
Playoff.
stiffness in my shoulder and arm from holding
I
this
don't
camera.
care. I don't
Just
care.
holding this camera, Pat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got a really nice camera.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
No.
Yeah. You don't deal with those issues.
Yeah, I don't care about you
Yeah.
or your tiny little camera. I got this camera.
You know I'm going to come with an iPad tomorrow. Just this big
Right.
square.
Go with a Samsung flat screen TV that takes video.
Right. Okay, we go to the. Let's see. I see. We got over 20. First game. My experience down here is like game 2 of these double headers. We don't have as many viewers. I think a certain amount of fatigue.
I like listening to you narrate. It reminds me of, Parks and
And then what's that show? I know the show. Oh, yeah. I never watched the show. But
It's like just very calming voice.
should I be insulted by that?
No, it's like fireside chats.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. So this is top of 4. Yeah, top of 4. Ball deep in the hole, really fielded it through. Pulled Dan Smolik off the base. Dan tried to apply the tag. Sweeping effort, ball popped out of his glove, but he wasn't going to take him anyway, so just went out.
With Lick.
Fired down to second base on a stolen base attempt. Grilly set up in front of the base. The runner kind of slid into Grilly. Grilly gave him a pat on the back as he got up. Good.
Yeah, I think this is.
Batter's name is Pugsley.
Throw quite a people out.
Are we being punked? Is that his real name, Pugsley? That's a wonderful name if it is. What fun we could have. If I had a Pugsley on this side,
Or that kid's.
especially if it was a character with the last name of Pugsley, what fun we would have. Some kind of ball player he is. Good pitch. Brian, and just complete command out there, I would say. What are your impressions of Brian here pitching, Pat, as a catcher?
He's good. Mixes it up really nice.
Seems to have command of both pitches, fastball and curveball.
Yep. And he's kind of like when pitchers aren't hitting right around the zone all the time. Like he's getting some that are outside to inside, and some people are being able to set up that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Close pitch, yeah.
He's keeping it low too, though.
Yep. So let's see if we can erase this base runner. The top of the fourth, Mammoth up by 1.
Lakeville lost.
Oh, really?
Who'd they lose to?
Lakeville lost to Unis Bandits 5-0.
Holy cow. Ground ball, right side, Dan Gloves throws down to Grilly. Grilly fires back.
Great
Better
effort.
beats the runner. Nice
Nice
conversion,
Grilly.
though. Nice conversion. Sharply hit ground ball to Dan Smolik at first base. Dan gloved it. Threw a strike to Grilly at second. Grilly made a strong throw back to Dan at first. We saw Dan's splits once again on display, but base runner hustled down the baseline and made it. 2 outs. We'll trade that. We'll trade the trade runners if it means we get the out. Riley the Rhino. Riley's catching today. Riley's engaged in some friendly banter with our hitters. Temperature in this game much lower than it was the first time around, which is wonderful to see. Curveball, it's out of play.
I got it.
Hope this can be seen. Maybe if I come over here. That's probably a better shot. Bit of a reaching swing. That's going to get through, though. Well, that was about a 6-hopper that found the hole between Casey and Dan Smolik, second and first base, respectively. The runner on first, though, was not running hard. And maybe he's got a reason why he can't run hard. At any rate, he stopped at second base. He could have been at third base, I think. Instead, moves in the scoring position, 2 outs. Top of 4, 1-0 Mammoth. Here's Mr. Hinkle. Takes a half swing, clearly breaks his wrist. Yeah, 2 outs. One strike. Yep. Shot to left. David's going to catch it on one hop, holding him up. Smart. Dan strong. Hinkle with a solid line drive to left field. Dan got it in quickly. Runner in second, had to stop at third. Now the bases loaded. Just got news that Lakeville lost. It's a little surprising. They lost to the Yancey Bandits. Yancey hit the ball really well against us. The reason I'm a little surprised is they appear to have such a short roster. And it appeared that their pitching staff had been chewed up pretty well the first day of the tournament. So I question how much pitching they have left, but they apparently won 5-0. So either they brought somebody else in, maybe they had a later rival, or they just the zone on that strike call. That looked pretty high and a little outside, but we got the strike. Bases loaded, 2 outs. I feel like Brian felt that could have been a strike. The umpire signaled outside. I feel like that's one maybe where the umpire gave Brian the last one, and this one gave a close one to the batter. Kind of a high pitch there. Webster put a good swing on it, fouled it off. 2 strikes. Let's see what Brian comes back with here. Let's see if he goes back to that curveball over the outer half. See if he can get a called third. Fastball. Good fastball. The foul. Big at bat here, bases loaded. Just to get out of this. It's 3-2 full count. Trying to catch the other half with that curveball. Instead, he missed the play by quite a bit. 3-2, 2 outs. Fastball. Need to throw it to first. Grilly, sure-handed, sure throwing. It's a sure out. He is so solid. I described him in the past as a warm glass of milk. He's just so comforting on the mound, in the field. Talking to the second base umpire about something. As usual, Grilly's got a smile on his face.
I was where the bounce is gonna go. When you let drive, I'm like, this he might actually go. And then you let go of the ball, like I go. Hey, let's get on it here. Let's go. I was like, oh, let's get on it.
Go.
Let's go. One at a time, guys.
Yeah, what's up, Tom G?
Attaboy, Grilly. So steady.
Where are we at, Melissa? Hey. It's like 4-5.
So you think the rain's gone, Dan? Are we cleared?
I think we're going to be good. We see the mountains in the background.
Is that kind of the
That's
cue?
where all the
All the weather
rain
comes
is
from over
coming
there?
from. So
Yeah.
that's good.
That was that unusual? Like that kind of system blowing through here?
Just a couple times a year. That's about it.
Is that about it? Yeah, it was cold, right?
Still is.
Yeah,
At least the wind died down.
Right.
All of a sudden, there's no wind.
right.
Hey, Tom.
How we feeling, Nate? I like the mock turtleneck.
That was weird.
Casey's got a collar going, but it looks more like just a guy, like a dress shirt that he put on just to layer up.
Yeah.
That looks more natural. Yeah.
Sleeves are a little short, but that's the story of my life.
It's a good look. I mean, you this is, I like this look. You should think about doing that more. Hey, how we feeling out there, bro?
Good, man.
It's a big third out.
I know, man. It felt good.
That
I usually
2-2
get that strike when I need it.
Yeah, that 2-2 pitch, it looked like you tried to go with that curveball out of the outer half. You've had so much success with that. Got away from me, and then you come back with the strike. That was
Oh,
big.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You okay?
I love it. We'll take it.
Yeah. Okay, Casey Johnson. Oh, caught reaching. That's too bad. Got to get something going here. Need to score a couple. This game is too close. Pat suggested it might be a time for some kind of talk in front of the dugout. As a team, we don't do that very often. It doesn't really feel like the spot for that right now necessarily. We're not playing poorly, we just can't seem to. I haven't solved the puzzle of this pitcher yet. Two very distinct speeds. Fastball and then a curveball that appears to be a little bit slower. It's a ground ball. Keeping that ball down. He's doing a good job, Ramsey is. 2 outs. We do feel a little flat right now. 2 outs, bottom of 4. 1-0 Mammoth. I've seen one guy kind of wait back on that curveball and time it up, and that was Mike Dahl. Had a 1-hopper to third. See, most everybody else is a little bit out in front on that. There he is right there as well.
Nice job, Scotty. Let's go.
Having a
thank
hard
you.
time
Thank you.
waiting on that. It's not surprising. I mean, there's a big difference between his fastball speed and his curveball speed. He doesn't have a big fastball, but setting it up with a curveball that's slow, that's as slow as that curveball is, it makes that fastball appear a little faster.
Go, Scotty. Win the battle. Bottom of 4.
Bottom of 4, Mammoth up 1-0. 2 outs. Just gotta get one. That left fielder's pretty shallow. It's that slow curveball again.
Good battle.
I believe the count is 2-2. 2 outs, bottom of 4.
Good at bat.
Scotty was on time with that one. It's a curveball. Waited on that one, hit it up the middle. That's a base hit. Not going to shoot the gap. Let that get deeper and he hit it the other way. It's a good approach. It was an excellent at bat. Worked the count deep, fought off some pitches, stayed inside that really slow curveball, hit it up the middle. Just peel it off their pad. Yeah. Dan Smolik. We haven't seen Dan get into one yet either, like he's capable of. He's hit some balls hard, but he hasn't found an outfield gap. Scott's got good speed at first base. I believe Scott was a wide receiver in high school. I think Randy Schmidt threw to him. I think they were best friends as well. He's good friends. It's a fly ball to left. Some games that might drift into the left field deep enough to drop, but not with this wind. It's the wall and falls straight into the glove of the shortstop. Yeah, this game is uncomfortably close. I have to use the restroom. I'm assuming that's a play-by-play that nobody's interested in hearing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this down. I'll leave the camera pointed straight up so you can enjoy the sky. And I will be back in just a jiffy. Hold on.
Okay, I got time to reset again.
So what happened there?
Extremely long. Didn't keep my back that tight. Just a terrible swing. 7, 8, 9. Good roll.
Lead off single.
You guys can mash. We're catching him, it's hard to figure out where to pitch him.
This guy right here. Yeah. So you caught these guys last year with the
Yeah, I
guys.
feel like I've caught him a few times, but then it's like a whole year in between when I see him again. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't figured out. And then,
Chatwin lays one down.
but there's a couple of guys that I mean, it's just, breaking the ball outside, they drive it the other way. Fastball inside, they drive it. It's just like no matter where you put it, I feel like they can only two rope it. That catcher is really good.
Hinkle? Yeah, big boy. Yeah, they're not a jack the ball over people's heads kind of hitters. They're very
Yeah.
fundamentally short, sound.
Right. But then they also get really cold. I mean, after we put him a few times, we're just like, pulling it out.
Yeah. That looked like a good spot. Maybe a little low. This is a tall guy, high knees. That's the third, maybe the fourth time I've seen him take that same swing and miss. You can see him looking at his dugout, like, what's going on? How am I missing that pitch? It's a good-looking swing. Just swinging through it. Just a little bit out in front, I would say. I know that's a bad angle, so it's a ground ball. Dolly goes to second. Really nice play by Mike Dahl. Really nice play. Picked off the lead runner. Mana first one out. Top of 5, 1-0 Mammoth. I'd say most teams I play on that throw from third to second, I would say at least 25% of the time, and depending on the team, sometimes 50% of the time, there's a hard shot. One hopper over the glove of Grilly. Base hit, good hit. That throw from third to second on that force play at second, or the double play, somewhere between 25 and 75% of the time that ball ends up in right field. Not with the Mammoth. We don't make those kind of throwing errors very often. 75% of the time is pretty high. I guess I haven't been on a team where 75% of the time that ball is airmailed, but it happens a lot. First and second, one out. Top of 5. I go back to that. Not to lay this score on Diamond Dan's shoulders. I don't mean to do that at all, but I go back to that. There's a pop-up, should be playable. Infield 5, it's a call. Nate makes the catch, 2 outs. I go back to that pop-up bunt by Dan, his last time up, leading an inning off. When he gets on base, he scores at a high percentage of the time. As a leadoff hitter especially. I felt like if he got that bunt down, he was on first base. And I've just never seen him bunt the ball in the air like that before. Dan really does set the table for the rest of this team. 1-0. Nice off-speed pitch. Second baseman is getting a little brave out there. Taking quite a lead, quite a secondary. Number 5. Good spot. You heard the great pitch refrain from our dugout. Close pitch. Hard to say from here whether it's a strike or not. This hitter looks like he knows what he's doing. Good contact. Oh, Casey makes a diving catch. Really bare hands the toss. What a play that was. If we win the game, that play will be remarked on. Let's go! Right in the hot tub.
Nobody ever said it was easy, my man. Let's go. I'm just gonna barehand this. You know what I'm saying?
Nice bare hand, really. Nice bare hand. Very nice.
Oh shit, I got this. Girls like, oh shit.
I think we saw that play. A diving stop by Casey. Fully stretched out. A lot of second basemen don't even put a glove on that. Then Casey had the presence of mind to flip the ball to Grilly.
Let that momentum roll into his bats right now.
Way to have the presence of mind to finish that play, to throw it to the second.
Okay, I got it. Oh man, all you do is tempt the shit out of me. You're money, baby. Hey, let's use that momentum. Let's let that seep into the bats. Let's let that momentum leak into the bats.
All you can control is the barrel. Right?
I can't control the barrel, but
Maybe.
maybe not you, but yeah.
Remember when I struck you out?
Do you remember? Well, first of all,
Remember when you
yeah,
grounded out to short?
that wasn't a ground out to short.
ground out to
That
short.
was not a ground out to
Monster throw over
short.
there.
No, and that wasn't a strikeout either. That was a low pitch.
Remember when I threw your pitch
Preposterous.
and I painted it right there, right for you, where you love hitting the ball and you swung right through it?
I remember that one. I remember I was one for one with a walk that was called a strikeout, Diamond.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Hey, we win this. You might see me on the mound tomorrow.
We might. We got to win this. We got to.
Yeah, no
3-4
pressing.
runs.
No pressing.
Yep.
You just got to play game.
Yep.
See it deep.
Base hit. We missed it. Matt Van Overbeek. Line drive ground ball. Up the middle, bounding grounder. That's what we needed. We got Grilly up. Wanted to talk to Casey, but we're not going to have time. Team cameraman. I think Grilly's talking to the catcher about that play. And in the last inning.
I like that, Seven. Here we go.
Very late on that fastball. It's not a big fastball. I wouldn't expect to see Matt that behind. I would expect to see the slow curveball here, though. Oh, fastball again. Oh my God, that's really close. Safe though. It's got to be careful. Matt's got to be careful. Matt got out to a pretty big secondary. Catcher threw down. Good throw, and it's pretty close. Let's see if Matt can push something the other way. First baseman holding the runner. There's that slow curve. Matt's really aggressive with his secondary, taking a big running secondary lead, capturing a lot of the attention of the catcher. Oh, it's got a good arm. It's gonna be close. Got in there though. Got in under the pig. Some aggressive base running by Matt. This catcher's got a good arm. It's a ball call, so we got to count a 3-1. Get something going here. Grilly, a very patient, very disciplined hitter. I think he's not going to swing unless it's his pitch in his spot. It's a little high, maybe. Good 3-1 swing, though. Aggressive. Man on second. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Mammoth are up by 1 run. Let's get him to third, Matt. Good eye. Excellent at bat. I would say that we've had a propensity in this situation, in this tournament, to hit into the double play. Now, we don't do it every time, but I think we've hit into more double plays down here than the Mammoth typically hit into. I think a lot of that has to do with the quality of the pitching, which is a higher level of pitching than the average pitcher that we've seen is better than, you know, the average pitcher we've seen in the Federal League. And then the good defense. We've seen some shaky plays at times, but again, I would say the quality of defense on average is higher than what we're used to seeing back home. I mean, there's some good defensive teams, obviously. But you would expect that down here. We're in the Mountain Division, a division that allows in ex-pros. When we came down here, I wasn't sure how well we would compete. It's just hard to say. When you see the words ex-pro attached to the division, you kind of have visions of a Dwight Gooden staring you down, or a old but not washed up Will Clark at the plate. There's a bunt attempt by Dolly, fouled off. First and second, nobody out. Bottom of the fifth, Mammoth up 1-0. You have visions of these ex-pros, like real ex-pros, right? Populating these positions. Obviously, that hasn't been the case. I mean, I think the one player we've seen that fills that mold would be Matt Meyer. We don't have to come to Arizona to see Matt. I don't think we've seen anybody else. I can't think of anybody else that we've seen. It's in the air, but it's going to get down.
Oh yeah, get there, Dolly! Yeah!
That's beautiful. So you probably saw that was a little pop bunt. First baseman got off the mound. I'm sorry, the pitcher got off the mound. Didn't get there in time to catch it in the air. Didn't really have a chance at that. But he did have a chance to gather it and throw Dolly out at first base. Instead, he fumbled the transition from glove to throw kind of a ball, one hopper to the first baseman. Popped out of the first baseman's mitt. Mike Dahl made it to first base. So now we're in business. Bases loaded, nobody out. Mammoth best hitter, Diamond Yankesaza, 88. Big changeup, big curveball. He grounds it right by the first baseman. This is going to score 2. Dolly stops at second. There again, I'm a little surprised we didn't see Dolly just wheeling around second. Dan hit that hard enough that I think if I'm running in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that's good. That ball is hit with enough pace that the right fielder's going to field it pretty deep, and he did. I mean, I think Mike maybe gets to third base on that. At any rate, he stops at second base. Big hit by Diamond. Mike Lippert. That ground ball kind of snaked through the grass with a lot of pace. First baseman had a chance at it, got by him, pounded the ground in frustration. It would have been a good play. It wasn't right at him. But he knows. It's a ground ball through the left side. Dolly staying at home at third base. I think that is the right move. You got nobody out. Nate Stark. Feels like maybe the third time through the order here. The Mammoth are kind of catching up to the style of this pitcher. It also feels like 5 games into this stream, my head and my mouth are getting a little spongy. Oh boy, oh boy.
See it from Stark here now.
Yeah, this is when we need one of you two to get the big hit. It's a wild pitch. Nobody out, bases loaded. Scores 3-0, Mammoth, bottom of the 5th. Kind of an inflection point of the game right here. Hit here really opens it up we can get Casaza in and get up to 5.
Heads up, heads up.
I'm getting a little tired. I feel like the quality of this stream is starting to degrade a little bit, but we will carry on. We will persevere. Bases loaded, bottom of 5. 3-0 Mammoth. Nate Stark at the plate. Nobody out. I think part of it is just this weather. I'm sitting here all tensed up because it's just hard to get warm without running around. Not seeing that slow curve quite as much. They do have someone warming up in the pen. Utah has a pretty sizable roster down here. Would expect they'd have some depth at pitching. They're only into the 3rd game. High fastball.